We got breaking news into CBS Sports HQ. The Dallas Mavericks will not be playing postseason basketball. Dallas has been officially eliminated from playoff contention after losing to the Bulls 115-112 on Friday night. Kyrie Irving did not play because of a foot injury. Luka Doncic was removed from the game early in the second quarter. In 16 games when Kyrie and Luka both did play, Dallas went 5-11. The Mavs were in 6th place in the West when they acquired Kyrie in early February. Hard to look at this as anything other than the worst of the worst case scenarios. And we bring in CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Reiter for more on this. How would you describe what has happened to the Dallas Mavericks in the second half of this season?
An utter and complete collapse, Russ. And you noted they were 6 when they got Kyrie Irving. They thought to make a push. They're out of the postseason. And just a bizarre end to what's been a dysfunctional stretch. The fact they sat almost all of their key players. Luka Doncic played the first quarter. That was it. In what was a clear tanking situation in this game, even though they still had a chance, technically, to fight for that final play-in spot. It has been an ugly reality since they traded for Kyrie Irving, and it ends in very bizarre fashion.
All right, Kyrie, we saw what happened with the Brooklyn Nets. We've now seen what's happened with the Dallas Mavericks. It's certainly not a one-person deal here. But what kind of mark does this leave on Kyrie moving forward?
For me, it really depends who you talk to. For me, this is the Kyrie Irving effect. Go back to Boston. If you look at the numbers, Russ, of when Kyrie Irving played for his last 3 teams versus when he sat for his last 3 teams, time and again, teams were better when he wasn't around. He comes into Dallas, that's also true. And as we noted, they trade for Kyrie Irving, they're a playoff team, and all of a sudden, a few weeks later, a month and a half later, they're on the outside looking in. Now, it only takes one general manager, and there will be one, I'm sure there will be, to see the talent, to see the allure, to see the scoring ability. I mean, the guy almost is at the brink of a 50-40-90 season. He's individually a dynamic player, Rush. For me and for some people in the NBA, he's just not a winner. He's a guy that is, for whatever reason, problematic for your basketball team. So there's a mark, but I don't think there will be a mark with every single GM in the NBA. He'll find a home somewhere.
All right, fair to say that you don't think that the Mavericks should re-sign him, though, right?
No, I mean, I would be the last on a list of people if you were to rank those of us who think he should be re-signed. I think Kyrie Irving is clearly a net negative for his teams. It's not personal. I don't know the guy particularly well. He was very pleasant when I was around him in the Cleveland years, when I was around that Cleveland Cavaliers team a lot. So maybe he's a nice guy. I don't know him. But he clearly brings dysfunction, drama on and off the court. And the Mavs are the latest example. Teams don't win. Organizations really find themselves in disarray upon his arrival. That was certainly true with Brooklyn. You can look at where they are now. And we'll see what happens with the Mavs, but I can't imagine Luka Doncic is a pretty happy guy right now, given everything that's happened since Kyrie arrived.
Yeah, that actually leads me right into the next question, because we know what the Mavs gave up as far as players and a draft pick and all that stuff to bring in Kyrie. But they had a franchise guy. They have a franchise guy in Luka Doncic. How much damage do you think that relationship has suffered now at the hands of what's gone on in the last month and a half or so?
I think there's a chance there's a lot. And I'm reading between the lines here like everybody else, but if you look at Jason Kidd's comments before this basketball game, it's very clear to me that Luka Doncic wanted to play, and Jason Kidd just said the quiet part out loud, said we were going to try until we were told to do something different, and now we're doing something different. So that's the Dallas Mavericks giving up on the season when they were still technically in it, having to explain that to Luka Doncic, play him for a single quarter in what was a critical game, and then shut him down for the rest of the year. I guess we'll see how Luka feels about Kyrie and how he feels about the Dallas Mavericks, but we all know we live in a player empowerment league. Doncic is a top 3, top 5, top 6 guy, whatever you want to place him in the NBA. And if he understandably wakes up tomorrow morning really frustrated and really angry that his team gave up on the season and gave up on him, that could certainly have consequences.
All right. I guess the question is, how quickly do you think the Dallas Mavericks end up in a lottery-type situation then?
So, yeah, I mean, they're tanking for a reason. I'm not smart enough, Russ, if I'm being honest with you, to understand why they thought it was the risk-reward value here. They have a top 10 protected pick. So if they're able to have the ping-pong balls bounce the right way and get a top 10 pick, then I guess they're able to get some value maybe in their own mind's eye and add that to Luka Doncic and maybe Kyrie if they decide they want to re-sign him. But if things don't go the right way, if that pick becomes 11 or 12 or whatever it might be, then it goes to the New York Knicks. So it's not even a guarantee that Dallas is going to get whatever value they thought was worth giving up on this season and potentially infuriating Luka Doncic.
Just an infuriating night if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, for sure, as the Mavs are eliminated from any kind of playoff contention. Amazing. That's CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Reiter. Bill, thank you so much. And here's a look at the Dallas Mavericks results when Luka Doncic has been on the team. They started by missing the playoffs, but then playoffs, Western Conference Finals. They were going for it all, took a big swing, and it was a whiff. These Mavs are missing the playoffs, and Luka Doncic smiling in the picture. Can't imagine he's smiling on the inside at this moment.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.